This week on ANN, the Adventist Development and Relief Agency and the Adventist Church team up to give aid to India and Brazil after COVID-19 outbreaks.
A young Adventist is killed by a bomb blast in the Solomon Islands.
And Adventists in Chiapas pass out more than 1 million missionary books.
These stories and more coming up.
Thank you so much for joining us this week.
First in the news, leaders of several Seventh-day Adventist organizations are joining forces to provide urgent assistance to India and Brazil.
In a May 4 action, the Administrative Committee of the General Conference, better known as GC ADCOM, voted to release contingency funds and ramp up the coordination of efforts by various church organizations to assist those two pandemic-ravaged nations.
Adventist leaders explained that several church organizations have already been assisting many countries affected by the lingering COVID-19 pandemic. ADRA in India has launched several projects in partnership with the Seventh-day Adventist Church health system in India.
The GC ADCOM reported that initial estimates in financial support, program strengthening, and in-kind totals about $250,000. Since the pandemic began, the ADRA COVID-19 response in India has totaled more than $1.2 million, with another $1 million expected in the coming weeks.
Assistance to India so far has included one oxygen generation plant for Surat Seventh-day Adventist Hospital and 3,000 personal protective equipment kits to Adventist hospitals in Bangalore, Pune, and Nuzvid. ADRA India also partnered to provide 20 oxygen concentrators to those three hospitals and specific support to 4 vaccination centers for 3 months in Delhi.
GC ADCOM's action provides that the General Conference, in partnership with the Adventist Health Ministries Department and Adventist Health International, based at Loma Linda University Health, will assign a combined $200,000 from the GC World Contingency Fund and other sources to be distributed proportionately among 11 Adventist hospitals across India.
Besides the healthcare institutions assisted by ADRA India, these funds will support the battle against the pandemic in Adventist hospitals in other locations throughout India.
The May 4 action also includes applying $75,000 from the GC World Contingency Fund for 3 large Adventist hospitals in Brazil. These healthcare institutions located in Rio de Janeiro, Manaus, and Belém have been significantly affected by the last wave of the pandemic.
Leaders noted that COVID-19 cash relief distributed to Adventist healthcare facilities and World Division Health endeavors has exceeded $1 million over the past 9 months, not including the amounts voted this week.
These initiatives have been funded by the General Conference, Adventist Health International, GC Health Ministries Medical Mission Funds, and a special donation by the Chinese Union Mission for cash and masks.
Since April 22, India has reported more than 300,000 cases every day, according to CNN updates based on figures released by the Indian Health Ministry. On May 6, it recorded more than 412,000 new COVID-19 cases, a new single-day record.
As of May 12, authorities have identified more than 23 million cases. India also reported more than 4,000 deaths on May 11, the 14th consecutive day that the number of fatalities exceeded 3,000.
In the statement released May 6, General Conference President Ted N.C. Wilson asked Adventist leaders and members around the world to pray for the Lord to work through Adventist hospitals and healthcare professionals to bring relief from this devastating pandemic.
Wilson said, "May this be a wake-up call to all of us that Jesus is coming soon, and we need to be sharing the righteousness of Christ beautifully placed in his 3 angels' message and the hope of Christ's soon return. In the meantime, let us do all we can to follow in the footsteps of Christ as we minister to those in great need."
For more information, visit adventist.news.
A young person from Kukum Seventh-day Adventist Church in the Solomon Islands died on May 9 in a tragic bomb blast at Lengakiki Heights, West Honiara, when a 105mm U.S. projectile left from World War II exploded unexpectedly. Kukum youth leader Raziv Hilly died from injuries after being rushed to the National Referral Hospital. He was 29. Two others remain in hospital in critical condition, and one sustained minor injuries. Reports stated that four young people were cooking food on a wood fire for a fundraiser when the incident occurred. They had been unaware that the heat from the fire would trigger the bomb. Tributes have flowed in across social media, remembering Mr. Hilly for his bright smile and cheerful spirit, dedication to youth ministry, and service to God. The government, Ministry of Aviation, and Communication also expressed their sincere condolences. According to RNC News, large areas of the Solomon Islands are littered with debris from World War II, including many unexploded bombs that continue to kill and maim locals even 75 years later. The incident follows the death of two people in Honiara last September due to another explosion.
More than 1.1 million samples of the Missionary Book of the Year were distributed across Chiapas, Mexico in April. The statewide initiative led thousands of Seventh-day Adventists to share the book with everyone in their communities amid the ongoing pandemic. The book, Hope for Troubled Times, by Seventh-day Adventist evangelist Mark Finley, included a bookmark with telephone numbers of Adventist churches throughout the state. Also included was a special invitation to a national evangelistic campaign scheduled for June. From very early in the morning and most of the afternoon, church members organized by churches, youth clubs, and other ministries took to the streets, visited homes, hospitals, mountainous regions, and public spaces to share copies of book. In the mountainous region, Adventist women gifted the book along with a traditional refreshing drink made of cocoa to drivers. In Juan de Grijalva, a rural community in the western part of Chiapas, where most of the population is Adventist, young people and children spent the entire morning sharing food, water, and handing the missionary book to drivers who had been detoured after an accident blocked the main highway that connects Chiapas to Mexico City. Dozens of motorists caravaned throughout Tuxtla Gutierrez, the state's capital, with balloons and messages of hope as they distributed the book to onlookers through the streets. At the later hours of the afternoon, leaders at the Chiapas Mexican Union office transmitted a live program where testimonies were shared on the day's experiences via Facebook and YouTube.
On March 19, a deadly fire broke out in a residential area of Cavite, in the Philippines that left approximately 80% of homes destroyed.
More than 1,000 individuals from 511 families were affected, and 450 survivors had their homes totally devastated by the fire, according to an initial damage report submitted by a local Adventist Community Services team of the Cavite Mission.
The Adventist Development and Relief Agency sent us this report.
Coming up, Adventist young people in Chile participate in mission despite the COVID-19 pandemic.
But up next, Advent Health has an exciting new partner to help expand their healthcare in Florida.
Hi, VL. How are you? Are you okay? Dear VL, I can't even remember how long we've been staying at home now because of this virus. For now, it's just nice to hear your voice and see your face. Nothing beats playing outside in the dirt, though. Which reminds me, are your hands clean? Yes! Mommy and Daddy says not a lot of kids get COVID-19, but it's always nice to be extra safe. We should wash our hands before picking our nose. Washing our hands protects us, but it also keeps us from spreading the virus. In case we touch something dirty. Let's always be clean and safe, okay? Love, Joey.
Welcome back.
Advent Health, based in Altamonte Springs, Florida, is expanding on a long-standing alliance with Disney to become the official healthcare provider at Walt Disney World Resort.
Both organizations share a commitment to bringing innovation and inspiration to the Central Florida community. Advent Health's Tom Johnson shares this story.
We are happy to let you know about a new alliance which brings together Advent Health's consumer-centered healthcare with Disney's legendary guest service.
1, 2, 3.
A lot of excitement as the joint announcement was made. The new alliance makes it easier for those who get sick while on vacation or who have pre-existing health conditions to plan their vacations and receive care when they arrive in Central Florida. Advent Health is building a new emergency room too, Advent Health ER, located at Flamingo Crossings Town Center next to Walt Disney World Resort. It will be staffed by Advent Health clinicians and is expected to open in late 2022. Also, Walt Disney Pavilion at Advent Health for Children will co-create a unique experience for children in hospitals and pediatric outpatient offices across Florida. The elevated experience will be designed to ease anxiety through the use of familiar Disney characters and immersive storytelling elements.
The exciting ideas we are developing around health and wellness will raise the bar for vacation planning and allow those visiting this magical place to immerse themselves in the world-class attractions and entertainment without having to think twice about their medical needs, their healthcare needs, because they can rest assured with the support of Central Florida's #1 healthcare system behind them.
Other aspects of the alliance include Advent Health Care Concierge, allowing resort guests to receive personalized travel and health planning, Advent Health Primary Care Plus, personalized health care, and Advent Health Video Visits access for guests of Walt Disney World Resorts through the Advent Health app. If you'd like to learn more about this amazing new alliance between Advent Health and Disney, go to wondermeetswellness.com. In Orlando, Tom Johnson for Advent Health.
Mission Caleb is one of the largest youth missionary projects in the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Through Mission Caleb each year, young people give up vacation to serve those in need.
This year, despite the pandemic, young people in Chile continue to reach out and leave their mark on the world.
The South American Division has more.
El mayor proyecto misionero del mundo se caracteriza por reunir a jóvenes adventistas que desean brindar ayuda social durante sus vacaciones. Este año, a pesar de la pandemia, bajo el lema Deja tu huella, la misión Caleb empezó con gran fuerza en Chile y muchos jóvenes se dedicaron a participar.
Desde el desierto de Atacama hasta la región de los lagos, de la cordillera de los Andes hasta el Océano Pacífico, las manos de estos jóvenes y señoritas se extendieron para ayudar al prójimo. Muchos fueron los proyectos y muchas fueron las personas también que fueron ganadas para Cristo a través del bautismo. Pero también se sembró una importante cantidad de semilla para que durante este año 2021 pueda ser cosechada.
En la región de Coquimbo, los jóvenes se movilizaron limpiando plazas, plantando árboles, pintando viviendas de adultos mayores y también realizaron una feria de salud abierta a la comunidad donde los vecinos pudieron recibir orientaciones acerca de los 8 remedios naturales y la importancia de practicarlos diariamente.
Estuvo buena porque se aprenden muchas cosas, se aprende sobre la alimentación saludable, ejercicio, tener un buen descanso y también ahí se aprovecha uno de ver si está pesadita en peso, cosas así. Así que estuvo bien entretenido.
En la zona central del país, el noticiero local de Constitución destacó la acción realizada por los voluntarios con la limpieza de uno de los accesos a la ciudad.
Ahora en otro tema, un grupo de jóvenes de la iglesia adventista llevaron a cabo este fin de semana un desafío medioambiental. Bajo el lema Deja tu huella, la misión Caleb se propuso hacer una limpieza en la ruta de acceso a Constitución. De esta forma buscan dedicar tiempo de sus vacaciones a hacer un aporte a su entorno y la comunidad.
Y hoy estamos aquí los Caleb limpiando toda esa basura, recogiéndola. Quizás nadie ve el trabajo que hacen los Caleb, pero seguramente que si no es hecho, todos se dan cuenta que alguien no lo hizo.
Más allá del servicio social, en estas vacaciones algunos voluntarios han tenido la oportunidad de ser un canal de salvación para jóvenes y adultos que han aceptado a Jesús como su Salvador personal a través del bautismo.
Estamos trabajando con esta familia hace un poco de tiempo junto con el pastor Edison y presenciar la vida de 2 personas a entregársela al Señor Jesucristo es algo impresionante. Esa es la labor que tenemos, más allá de hacer las ayudas sociales, es poder también entrar con el Evangelio, así como lo hizo o como es el método de Cristo.
Además de las actividades sociales regulares, en algunos campos administrativos de la Iglesia Adventista en el país, se llevó a cabo una semana de encuentro virtual Caleb, donde los jóvenes tuvieron la oportunidad de fortalecer su vida espiritual e intercambiar experiencias.
Ya a esta altura, amigos, tenemos 2 chicas que han tomado su decisión para bautizarse. Así que, queridos amigos, estamos muy contentos. Eso es fruto del proyecto Caleb y queremos agradecer al Señor.
En la región metropolitana, los voluntarios unieron fuerzas y pintaron el condominio del adulto mayor ubicado en la comuna de Melipilla. Las autoridades locales agradecieron públicamente la acción de los jóvenes adventistas al preocuparse por cuidar a su comunidad.
La verdad es que una linda labor la que están realizando y le vengo a saludar y darle las gracias en nombre de todos nuestros vecinos, en nombre de la municipalidad y a reafirmar el compromiso nuestro con la iglesia, con Caleb, para seguir haciendo cosas juntos y en lo que ustedes puedan necesitar, que está a nuestro alcance, cuenten con ellos.
Desde el distrito de Melipilla, en Misión Caleb, llegó la hora. Proyecto Caleb 2021, llegó la hora.
Este fue el informe para revista Nuevo Tiempo desde el Centro de Producciones Nuevo Tiempo Chile.
Yo soy Caleb. Nos vemos. Chao, 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 chao.
Coming up, Elizabeth Henry is here for This Week in Adventist History.
But up next, Adventist Mission shares a story from Battambang, Cambodia.
Why is there evil in the world? Are Christians hypocrites? Is the Bible a fairy tale? Does Jesus love everyone? Church doesn't feel relevant to my life. Is God even real? You have questions? Let's talk about it. I Believe Bible.
Welcome back.
Battambang, Cambodia is a large, bustling city where many residents experience poverty, lack of access to healthcare, and social challenges.
Adventist Mission, through the Battambang Essential Life Center, works through a restaurant, health clinic, and gym to fill a need in the community.
Adventist Mission has more.
Battambang, the third largest city in Cambodia, is steadily becoming the country's business and industrial center. Despite the fast-paced growth and economic development here, many residents experience poverty, lack of access to health care, and social challenges. The Seventh-day Adventist Church in Battambang sees these challenges as opportunities to make people's lives better, and the 13th Sabbath offering helped make this possible.
As Jesus taught us how to live a better life, we want to use this place to share people how to have a better life and encourage them to learn about Jesus Christ through the needs of people in this community.
Pastor Shin and his wife Abigail are cross-cultural missionaries, and they manage the Battambang Essential Life Center. When they first arrived in Cambodia, they discovered that their greatest challenge in operating the center was that they couldn't speak the local language. Not intimidated, they met the challenge head-on and started to learn it. Meanwhile, local missionaries and pastors stepped in and willingly gave their time to start offering services of the Battambang Essential Life Center.
We opened this center to serve this community of Battambang through restaurant, through clinic, through dental clinic, there's a gym, there's a language program, and also music classes. And until Jesus comes, we will fulfill His great commission to spread and share the gospel throughout this city and throughout the country.
In 2018, the 13th Sabbath offering was collected to help construct this center. Thanks to your contribution to the offering, these programs were made possible. Since it opened to the public, it has become a community center in every sense of the word. Here, people come to learn, play, and make friends.
The parents of the music school, they're absolutely excited about the center. They love the facility. They like I think they like me as a teacher. And they see their children partaking in this cultural education that's not offered anywhere in Cambodia. As far as I know, this is the only music school in town.
The center is also a place where people can see glimpses of Jesus' love. During the construction of the building, missionaries began mingling with the local people, making friends and introducing them to Jesus. When the center opened, several people from Battambang accepted Christ and were baptized. Now they're all part of the team that's reaching out to more people in this growing city.
This place really gives me a chance to know Jesus. I learn about Jesus through the love and care of the people at this center.
The Battambang Essential Life Center has just started to reach out to the community, and doors are already opening. Let's pray for Pastor Shin and his family, and for all the missionaries in Battambang who are making an impact in this city. Thank you for making projects like this possible by giving to the 13th Sabbath offering each quarter.
We thank you so much for your support. May God bless you.
Watch this and other mission stories online by visiting AdventistMission.org, then click on videos at the top.
And finally, for today's episode, let's turn to Elizabeth Henry for a look at Adventist history.
This week, the life and ministry of Saturnino Mendes de Oliveira.
Welcome to This Week in Adventist History. Saturnino Mendes de Oliveira, a canvasser and Bible instructor, was born on May 10, 1890 in Rio Grande do Sul, Brazil. The Oliveira family were introduced to the Adventist message between 1903 and 1904. In March 1904, the entire family, including Saturnino, who was 14 at the time, were baptized. In 1910, at the age of 17, Saturnino decided to become a missionary and began canvassing work. In 1912, he attended one of the first canvassing courses held at the Brazil Publishing House, where he was invited to choose between working as a teacher, evangelist, or canvasser. Saturnino chose canvassing because he preferred to be on the front line of missionary work. In 1914, Saturnino gave Bible studies in the first series of meetings in Santo Amaro, led by Pastor John Lipke. In 1916, Saturnino trained the first class of student canvassers at the Adventist Seminary. On May 10, 1916, on his birthday, he married Geronima Servo and they had 5 children. In 1919, Saturnino was appointed director of the publishing department of the Paraná Santa Catarina mission. He went on to work in various missions as publishing director and canvassing director, leading the canvassing work until his retirement in 1950. Even then, his dedication led him to continue canvassing for 10 more years. Saturnino died at the age of 87 in August 1977. He left behind a 51-year contribution to the canvassing work in Brazil, 17 as a canvasser and 34 as a canvassing director. To learn more about Saturnino Mendes de Oliveira, please visit the Encyclopedia of Seventh-day Adventists online at encyclopedia.adventist.org. This has been a look at this week in Adventist history.
Thanks for watching ANN. Join us next week for more news from the headquarters of the Seventh-day Adventist Church.
Did you know the Adventist Church has a YouTube channel where you can watch ANN video, ANN in-depth, and plenty other amazing videos on prophecy, health, and Bible study?
Just go to YouTube and search for the Adventist Church. Make sure you click the subscribe button to make sure you've caught up each week.
And remember, leave a comment or a prayer request. We have people who are praying for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Before we say goodbye, here's some good news from the book of Isaiah, chapter 61, verses 1 and 2.
The passage says, "The Spirit of the Sovereign Lord is on me, because the Lord has anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim freedom for the captives and release from darkness from the prisoners, to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor and the day of vengeance of our God, to comfort all who mourn."
That's our program for this week. And remember, you can always visit Adventist.news for daily news and videos. Until next time, God bless.
Take care.